Well, it's the next day and I've got taken the lid off, and I've just finished using a rat tail file to go along on the edges here, because I want this little seam to be smooth. So I got that done, and I think I'm going to round this edge over just slightly for rolling the glass when it comes up out. We'll give it a little round over, just slight. I think this should be enough for the glass to roll over. I'll give it a little test before that. 60. That's good. You'll see what I'm doing when I get around to it. Since this side here has already got a epoxy coat, and this will be glassed, and then the face of this will get full glass. I want to, I have and have not on some boats rolled the glass over, so I got a flat layer of glass all the way across the bottom and then across the top. So when the glass on this one hits it, then it's fully glassed, so I don't have to worry about any water intrusion getting into the baby dagger board. Well, I have the glass cut out, and like I said, it's just from scrap, and save all those bits and pieces. And then I've been, let me zoom in here, taking my finger, watch out the nail doesn't dig into it, and just pushing it into the edges here. I'll go mix up some. Well, let's begin. It's another one of those brush things where you want to, like we did with the blades, start on one corner, get that wet out first. Delicately brush on the epoxy. You don't have to. Right now we're trying to get it to soak through to the wood. If it goes on a little thick now, that's fine. And just give it extra place too. Can you see? Yeah. I don't know if anybody has been looking at the numbers, but my Red Barn boat site is approaching 1 million hits. Oh, pardon me, I'm going to sit down and do this. My back is killing me, because after I get done with this, I got to go out and get my chainsaw out and knock down an old hemlock tree. Just pat it in on this side here. I may even tip it up on edge. Can you see? Yeah. Just be really careful you're not pulling the like I just said not to. I may not even do anything with this. I may do that after this down here cures, I may wet this out and push it over some more. Well, I've got all the pieces wetted out, so I'll let that set overnight, and we'll come back tomorrow and do some trimming. And I think maybe when I wet this, this is fairly dry, and whatever's up here should be still flexible. So when I mix up some epoxy for here and put this plate on top of it, it should roll over and be fully stuck along in here. So I'll show you that when we get to it. Well, I've got this finished. Well, not finished, but I've got it one coat on, and it shouldn't be that much of a difficulty to roll this over and lay this down, because remember we rounded this over, so it's looking like it'll fold with no problem. But I want to trim some of the hairs up here all the way around, and then I'm going to mix up some more epoxy to fill the weave, and I think I might put some colloidal silica in it just to experiment. I really haven't used that before. And for weave fill, Dick Anderson down in System 3 was saying that it'll help when I'm doing weave filling on the bottoms of the hulls, especially with 6-ounce cloth and heavier, to fill up the weave without having to put so much extra weight and epoxy on. So let me go ahead and trim this up and we'll come back. Oh, and I also, like I said, I was going to go out and chop the tree, that hemlock tree down, and I did that yesterday, and got it probably 95% cut up into blocks before the chainsaw ran out of gas before I did, so I got to get some more gas to get the last bit of it. But I was kind of curious to how tall it was, so I took my 200-foot tape out there today, and it was 106 feet, so, and it was dead. But I got plenty of dry firewood now, so we'll get on. Well, I've got the epoxy mixed up. I stirred it the full minute before I added the silica, and then I just added the silica to it. Not much. I think it's like no more than 1/3 of the volume. So this may be a little light, so let me try something. Easy to do first here. Let go. Let go. And I just did this other part yesterday, so with System 3 silver tip, you can go 72 hours between coats. And still get a chemical bond. It's going on pretty good. Like I said, I got the blades out to do a little bit of it too. Or do them on one side. Silicone might act like silicone. Well, it's probably the same. It's what silicone has in it. And it might be something to make it flow. Put a little on the edge this way. Which was probably making stuff on the bottom flow. But this doesn't have to be perfect because it's going to be inside the trunk. But it gives me experience for when the next time I do a hull bottom. I think this is going to work pretty good. Well, it's the next day. I seem to be saying that all the time. It's the next day. Always have some of these little clamp boards set up so when you have leftover epoxy you can make another clamp. So I got another one there. And my little pieces here, just really that colloidal silica, I've never used it before. It worked like a charm. It's almost like a mirror. You can see it, a mirror finish on there. Same for the top piece, and the oars look good too. So I'll flip them over and give them a coat on the back today. I did get some little nubbins from drip over, but I can scrape them off. But the one thing I wanted to show you was I had some clamps. Well, you can see I had clamps. I had some angle iron, and so I'll put some plastic on them so they come off. But the angle iron was just the right radius to fold over the top of the glass here, so I got a perfect little radius pushed over on the glass. So now when I put this part in here, I've got glass to glass, and so let me go ahead and mix up some Gel Magic and put these two sides together. I got to clean up, I got a little ridge over here, but worked out pretty good.